it's you guys! Well, now that you're here, come in for a room tour of Joe's Metal Man Cave. Welcome to Joe's Metal Man Cave room tour. Today we're going to take a look at the Metal Man Cave, and I have to say that I really like room tours. I think it's very cool, very fascinating, seeing people's personal space. I don't know why. It's something that just goes back to my childhood. I always wanted to go into people's houses. I don't know why. So I think it's really fascinating, and I know no one asked for this video, but I'm giving it to you anyway, and you know, I just appreciate people that, you know, especially on YouTube, that put a little more effort into their personal space. Like, off the top of my head, like Ken's Death Metal Crypt, or Desi Wood, or maybe 20 Life Eternal. So he's got some pretty cool shit in his walls, or Kenyon Bickle, even though I don't really watch his videos, but it looks like he's got some cool shit around his space, so I don't know, I just thought I'd share. I hope you guys enjoyed. I mean, I'm going to show you all the stuff in this room, not just like my music, and you know, sort of a disclaimer sort of to get out of the way is that, you know, yes, this channel primarily focuses around black metal, and yes, heavy metal to a lesser extent, but I have very diverse tastes, so you may see something in this tour that, you know, you might not expect. And I mean, I can also say that I'm a very big nerd, so you're gonna see some nerdy shit, so if any of that stuff bothers you, I guess, don't watch. But anyway, enjoy Joe's Metal Man Cave room tour. Alright, I'm gonna be behind the camera for this video, hope you don't mind, and we're gonna start with something obvious, the Joe's Metal Man Cave sign. I know what you're thinking. I started a YouTube channel, I went on Etsy and made this sign. Wrong! Actually, my wife gets full credit for basically naming this space. I didn't really plan on having a name in the beginning, but about 4 years ago she bought this for my birthday, and I was just like, that's fucking cool, man. And yeah, she probably went on Etsy or something to have it made, but it was just a really thoughtful gift and just something very cool. And obviously you've seen this sign in the back of many of my videos, and yeah, it's the cool little thing, man, and yeah, I mean, it just kind of adds a special extra touch to the show, I think, and yeah, I don't know. I started to have this thing where, like, I kind of want this space to also kind of look like a bar. That's why I have all these stupid lights and stuff like that, and candles and whatever else burning. It's just, I don't know, it's just my space, and that's what I like to do, so there's the sign. Well, obviously, watching these videos, you've noticed that I have a lot of stuff on my walls. You know, it's always been, going back to like my teen years, to always have this kind of stuff on my walls, and I think it's very cool. Fortunately, over the years, I've thrown away a lot of stuff, or even sold it in some cases, so this is what I got currently. You know, there will more than likely be more in the future, but, you know, it's just, it is what it is. You know, a lot of different stuff. I mean, alright, moving on, we have my CD collection, and what can I say about my CD collection? I mean, I want to do a more elaborate video eventually later on, but just generalizing, over the years I have bought, sold, traded, and given away, and even thrown away a lot of albums. I mean, if I had never done that, I would have well over 1,000 albums at this point, and as you can see, as it is, I have quite a bit, right? So there's my main CD tower with all my stuff, and I have everything sort of organized by genre, I guess you could say. You know, I broke it down to about 15 different genres. I made these little markers, but, you know, again, we'll talk about that in a little more greater detail, but this is just to look at my CD shelf. But, you know, if I had never, you know, sold a CD or traded any of that stuff, you know, I would easily have 1,000 more CDs, especially when I was getting so much stuff for my zine back in the day. It just insanity, you know. But yeah, this is what I've kept over the years, but, you know, obviously some regrets. I wish I had held on to some stuff, but what can you do? The past is the past, right? Here's the top of the shelf. Bunch of different stuff up here. Like I said, I'm a nerd, so there's some nerdy shit up there, from a mug from the old Final Fantasy III video game. I have some more glasses up there from various breweries, and some more posters and stuff like that. Very cool, I think. For here we have some more artwork on the wall. We have a poster from Dissension, which is a soundtrack I made a couple years ago. We have my skeleton, we got a mace on the wall, and there's my other CD shelf, which is nearly full itself, but yeah, a bunch of different stuff on there. As you can see, down there to the right is some used stuff that I'm trying to get rid of, but we'll see if I ever actually list it on Discogs. I'm too lazy. There's a bunch of stickers down there, and yeah, man, pretty cool. That's basically the CD shelf, and just some of the stuff that's in the general area. Yeah, we got some more posters up here too, an Amorphous, Falls of Rauros, Dark Tranquility sign poster, Velnias, and the Moonspell box set, of course, which I talked about back in the summer. Not everyone knows this, but I've been making music since 2015, primarily in the dark ambient, drone, dungeon synths, and like power electronics, you know, noise experimental kind of styles. My main project is called Noctilukent. They created it all in this synthesizer, which is a Roland Juno DI synthesizer. You know, obviously one of my most prized possessions because I've made a lot of music and art with it, and you know, it's something I'm really passionate about. And I guess I haven't really released much music since I started this channel, but you know, when I do release some stuff, I can obviously make announcements about that here. And if you guys are into that stuff, I would hope that you check it out. But you know, whatever. So then behind me is this Rocky poster. Rocky's one of my all-time favorite movies. I'm Just Feeling Blue, which usually happens every springtime really, really bad. I put that movie on, like I feel better. It's an awesome movie. Then behind there we have Ghostbusters, also one of my all-time favorite movies. And something I have to reveal now too is that, well, what can I say? Joe's Metal Man Cave is not a cave at all. In fact, this cave is upstairs. I know. What a bunch of bullshit. But I just thought it would be funny to finally show that, because I've sort of played it off so far. This is like some room in my basement, but not the case. And yep, I am actually upstairs, and I used to joke around and call this Joe's reverse Metal Man Cave, because, you know, again, man caves are in the basement, but here I'm upstairs. But fuck it, whatever. This photo here I took, I believe it was back in 2012. I took it up in northern Wisconsin. I took it shortly after finding out my grandma was dying, and then the photo itself is a very gloomy, dark photo, I guess. And I guess it kind of fit my mood at the time when I was just walking through the country and thinking about how my grandma was going to be gone soon and all that kind of stuff. And that picture actually ended up being used as a cover artwork for a neo-folk band from Norway called I did the entire layout using various photography and stuff like that, but that was the cover artwork, and you know, obviously it's something very special to me. Below it we can see the Wendigo, a recent gift from my wife. Before we have the Algies Ruin, which, well, I guess it was maybe 3 or 4 years ago I was doing a sort of a yard cleanup, and I saw this branch that looked exactly like the Algies Ruin, and I was just like, well, that's gotta mean something, man. So I sanded it all down, painted it, stained it, and then put a little hook on the back, and I put it on my wall. I don't know. I'm not really like a pagan in a very strict sense, but I guess if I ever had to really define or classify my beliefs, I guess they would definitely fall into that sort of pagan realm of things. To the side of that, we have my DVD shelf, which I'll show in a second, but you know, more stuff just kind of, you know, stacked atop there. That, you know, a Godzilla box set, a grave, that old sort of, I don't know, knight. I found that in some old house years ago when I was working a different job. There's another gift from my wife. It's got lyrics from Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, a band that we're both really big fans of. Got some of my original artwork hanging there, my drum, which I've used in some of my music, as well a Black Sabbath photo, or poster, because obviously Black Sabbath is one of the best bands ever. Also here is a signed photo from David Prowse, the actor that played Darth Vader in all the classic Star Wars movies. I got that back in 1997 when my parents took us to Disney World, and they had this sort of 30th anniversary thing for Star Wars. And I mean, I didn't even know what was happening, but it was very cool, very thrilled to hear him kind of talk about, you know, his time doing the Star Wars movies. And then, you know, years later there was a documentary about him and how basically George Lucas hated him and wanted to do everything possible to ban him from Star Wars events. So anyway, it's a whole long tragic story, and well worth looking up if you haven't seen it. Down here is our movie collection. I mean, we don't really buy DVDs, so there's not really a whole lot to show if I'm totally honest with you. There was a time when I bought more DVDs. Yeah, enjoy that goat down there too. Yeah, but it just, I don't know, when Netflix came around about 10 years ago, I severely stopped, and it's just, if I were to collect both movies and music, I'd literally have no money, so I barely buy anything. But that's just some of our stuff that we've kept over the years, both mine and my wife's stuff. That's Kip the Spider, named by my wife, I should add. I don't know why she named him Kip, but that's what he's named. Here we got some lanyards. You get to see my arm here. That's from some Comic-Con. Yep, I'm a total nerd. It's from, what is that, Medieval Times. I think we have the Tuska. That's from my press pass from Tuska in 2012. And then I went to Bloodstock in England back in 2010, which was a hell of a lot of fun and very cool to see a real European metal fest, even though the lineup was kind of but I mean, I got to see Gorgoroth's Pest singing, so that was really cool. I should also mention that I got into Tuska free because I got a press pass for doing my zine, Lunar Hypnosis back then. Jesus Christ, I can't fucking talk. Bunch of stickers on the side from record labels, bands, breweries, and all kinds of stuff. I love stickers. I don't really know why. Here's a curiosity. This room has this strange alcove in it. I don't really know why. So I cut some wood, cut some shelves, and I made it into a bookshelf. I like reading about heavy metal stuff, dark fantasy, sci-fi, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, obviously even some, you know, more dorky comic book stuff, but what can I say? It's all good and I love it. Some of these books I bought years and years ago. Not sure why Apollo Creed's in a whiskey glass, but, you know, just like with the CDs and other music, you know, I've over the years sold stuff. Sometimes I regret it, but, you know, it is what it is. And, yeah, I mean, that's just a little bit of look up some of the stuff I'm into. Jesus fucking Christ! Help me! Alright, this is my sacrificial altar. So we got a deer skull, some balls, a Tibetan singing bowl, a small axe, some flagons, Thor's back there between the two of them. We also got a fossil, a growler from Hammerheart Brewing, another skull, a little key, some magical dusts, and a bunch of cool little shit, man. Yeah. Behind the sacrificial altar, we have this goat man here, a little piece of art my wife got me a couple of years ago. Very cool. We have some of the prints from the Means box set framed here. Figured it didn't make much sense to put it and leave them in the box when you can have them on the wall, right? There's a poster from the Zombie soundtrack, obviously very fucking cool. Up top we have some framed original artwork from Par Boostrom, the mastermind behind the dark ambient project Kammerheit. Me and him have talked quite a bit through, you know, Messenger and all that kind of stuff. Really great guy, and obviously a legendary Swedish dark ambient project. Close by we have a rain stick and a Godzilla print, which I got at a Comic-Con or something, but I'm a huge Godzilla fan. Down here is a stool I made where the top of it was all just bottle caps I'd saved over the years, and I put that together using that poly resin kind of stuff. Very cool, something I really want to work with more in the future. Maybe I'll do some sort of like tabletop with using old metal flyers or something. I think might be kind of cool, but yeah, we'll see what happens. And on speaker number 1, we have a room set, another flagon, some bones, and there's the speaker itself. To the left of that, we have a globe, which I got as a 10-year anniversary gift at an old job. I have a shelf here for no particular reason other than I used to put my cassette tapes on it, and I have a bunch of artwork back there, some more stuff from Power Boostrom, as well as more of my bones I've collected over the years. I have an entire jar of bones I have collected, picked from dead animals. It could be said that I have a problem. Below that we have some posters, Recipients of Death, Typo Negative, Ozzy, and an old Megadeth flyer for euthanasia. Below the shelf we have some periodicals, although they're out of date by about 20 or so years. Got an old Metal Maniacs here. Well, we do have the Arcade Archivist in here, but yeah, just a bunch of old stuff. I mean, there's some stuff that I kind of kept over there and some stuff I just got recently. Obviously lots of Arcane Archivist stuff. I love that zine quite a bit. Look at that, there's an old one with Bad Religion on the cover, another one with, what is it, the President of the United States of America. Hole, I mean, yeah, man. Ministry, I don't know. There's some interesting stuff in some of these old ones, so it's really, I don't know, I love zines. I wish I'd saved more. I really don't have that many, but I love them. It's a total time capsule, and I think it is just really, really cool to look through these old zines. Near the periodicals and below speaker number 2, we have these shelves here, custom made, might I add, and we have a couple different things on each of them, so let's take a closer look. Over here we have what's basically the remnants of my old zine Lunar Hypnosis. I have some of the promos that I got over the years, but literally I got hundreds of promos, you know, oftentimes in these cardboard sleeves, but other times, you know, just, you know, normal CDs or promo CDs, but so much of that stuff has been sold over the years. It's kind of crazy, or again, you know, given away, traded. It's unreal, I guess, when you stop and think about it. But, yeah, I mean, if I kept all those promos, there'd be a lot more in there, and there'd be, of course, a lot more CDs on my shelf, but it'd be chaotic, and yeah, obviously there's memories connected to some of them, because I did reviews or even interviews in some cases, but, well, it is what it is now. Alright, so down here we have basically box sets and awkwardly sized stuff that just won't fit in the normal CD shelf, which obviously is annoying in some cases, but at the same time, I really appreciate bands that do different packaging and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, a bunch of different stuff, I mean, all over different genres, you know, here we got some Rotting Christ, and all kinds of stuff, but that's where that awkwardly sized stuff goes. Same thing over here, awkwardly sized package stuff that will not fit on the shelf. Here we have a box I made from scratch using, you know, scrap wood in my garage. I thought it was kind of cool, just a small little accomplishment. It's not the best looking box, but you know what? It's a functional box, and that's kind of cool. Over here we have a Baphomet statue, an embalmed snake, and a sheep skull. Now, I am by no means a Satanist, but I love the fact that I guess the very mention of Satan to normal people makes them recoil in horror or goes, ooh. So that's kind of why I have it. It's just, and I mean, kind of when you consider the fact that a lot of the black metal I listen to has satanic themes, it just seemed like something I had to have, and the fact that I found it recently for only $35 makes it pretty cool too. Below that, we have my cassette tape collection, which, yes, over the years has shrunk, but at the same time, I've been slowly regrowing it, and we shall see how far I go with this, because there was a time when I said tapes were fucking stupid and I hated them. I was never, ever gonna buy a tape again, and I just keep buying tapes. I can't fucking stop myself. Well, here's my record player. It's nothing really special. I bought this record player about, I don't know, 5 years ago, and an old, I guess, kind of vintage one I had died on me. I don't really know what happened. It just didn't work anymore, which maybe I shouldn't have discarded it so quickly because I may have been able to fix it, but whatever. It's a very common one, I guess you've seen it. It's Audio Technica, and I don't know. Since I got a better system up here, the record player sounds better, but I think generally speaking this is a pretty cheap record player, but I guess someone that knows record stuff and all that would know better than me. On the record player right now is Paradise Lost Draconian Times, a classic album, no doubt, of the gothic metal scene. My wife bought this a few months ago, and we only listened to it once, and every time I toss it on, though, I've just been like, man, this is a pretty good album. I like this. So, yeah, Paradise Lost Draconian Times. Below that is sort of a box that's filled with stickers, promo flyers, patches, buttons, bunch of stuff. I don't know, I just started saving that stuff because I don't know, I see people posting all that old stuff from the 90s on there, and I just like, well, I wish I would have saved that stuff, some of the stuff I did have, but I didn't, but I guess it's never too late to start collecting that stuff too whenever you make an order or, you know, just come across it from a trader or whatever it may be. Behind the record player, we have the Nuclear Now poster, the Obsequy poster, the very cool Moonspell Wolfheart poster, and a Mortis poster from his comeback album, or whatever you want to call it. Below that, we have an upside-down cross, we have some more skulls, yeah, lots of skulls in the speaker, big slab of wood. Another sacrificial altar with, well, usually the CD would go there if I'm playing one. Got some stuff back there, some more little trinkets, and yeah, another old school speaker. Close to that, we have some posters that I've saved recently and also gotten years ago. So yeah, obviously you can tell I'm on this quest to make none of my actual wall visible. We'll see how I do, right? Oh yes, and below the altar of sacrifice, we have my vinyl collection. As you can see, it's not a huge collection by any means, but I'm also by no means really a vinyl guy. It's just, as I've kind of noted before, it's become too expensive and just, you know, if I can find them cheap and all that, great, fine, whatever, but generally speaking, I'll just go with the CD or tape path these days. Well guys, that'll do it for Joe's Metal Man Cave room tour. Here's Jasper, he just joined us, and he's one of our little assholes, but we love him to death. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this room tour, and if any other YouTubers out there are thinking of doing a room tour, hell, I think you should, because I'd love to see it. Anyway, see you next time on Joe's Metal Man Cave vlog.